Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus Channel. For many people, El Salvador's mountainous region is a picturesque place where they can appreciate the beauty of nature. But for people like Miguelín de la Torre, this region signifies a place of livelihood. He works as a lumberjack in the elevated areas of the region, going down to the towns in his curious vehicle, the carreta. These primitive vehicles are built by the lumberjacks themselves and are an important part of their job of quickly transporting tons of logs downhill. Operating with just gravity and no external propulsion, Miguelín does not incur any extra expenses like fuel or spare parts for his vehicle. Miguelín uses the same wood he collects to design and build the structure of his vehicle. He starts by placing one of the thicker logs as the main load-bearing axle, which will be the core of the chassis, and then attaching two thinner logs as the front and rear axles. For this, Miguelín does not employ any sophisticated equipment or complex tools. He gets the job done just by using a disc saw to cut the logs and nails to fix the joints. Additionally, his immense experience allows him to know where to create flat surfaces to strengthen the joints, reducing the risk of the frame separating. He carves the ends of the axles to reduce their diameter, so he can insert the ball bearings called boleros more easily using a hammer. These bearings are usually second-hand, but their condition is good enough to serve as wheels for the vehicle. Each piece he cuts has a specific measurement, so as not to cause interference or deformation during the assembly. To create the steering, the front of the main trunk and the middle of the front axle are drilled. With this hole, Miguelín inserts a bolt that goes through both pieces, allowing the shaft to rotate, giving the cart maneuverability. Similarly, he joins two tiny logs to the main body to act as a handbrake. These logs can pivot to act as a lever that creates friction when touching the ground, allowing Miguelín to control speed. With his car ready, Miguelín ventures into the high areas of the mountains of El Salvador. Here, he obtains logs used by neighboring rural populations as construction material or firewood. They are usually coniferous woods, such as pine or fir, which are mostly found in the mountainous areas of the country. Once he has collected enough wood, he and his partner stack the logs in the back of the cart, securing them using ropes or safety straps. To provide stability, the thicker trunks are located at the bottom, with the smaller ones at the top. To begin descending, Miguelín sits in the front while his partner stands in the back to support the load.
Sí, los carritos esos se empezaron a inventar a través de los transportes. Bajo en los tiempos que nosotros nos criamos no existían tanto vehículo como ahora, y entonces fue cuando fue la necesidad de empezar a trabajar con eso para jalar leña, para jalar agua, para todo eso. Incluso se usan en la línea abandonada del ferrocarril y todo eso. Así es la cuestión, así es como tiene el principio, que para dar el medio de transporte, para la leña, para el agua.
His partner must stand behind him to help give the car momentum and balance, while Miguelín controls the direction and brakes until he reaches his destination. Watching Miguelín go down with his cart, he demonstrates the ingenuity that comes from overcoming obstacles. Challenges like these can occur in other parts of the world as well, resulting in the creation of other innovative solutions. One such case alike is that of Dominique Pétain, a French woodcutter who has kept a centuries-old tradition alive. He, along with his other colleagues, work as a schlitteur. The traditional woodcutters from the mountainous regions like the Alsace, who use a unique sled called a schlitt to lower wood from the steep mountains present in that place. A sled of this type is built so that a person can carry it on their shoulders to climb mountains when it is empty and slide downhill when it is fully loaded. As Dominique and his team ascend these slopes in sleds full of heavy logs, they may encounter terrain of varying difficulty, which is why wooden roads and rails have been built along their route. Some of these paths are created by burying logs in the ground, which helps the sled slide better, making the work of the transporters easier. However, paths are not the only factors determining the effectiveness of this work. Lowering the enormous weights of these sleds also depends upon the skill, strength, and technique of the schlitteurs. Dominique positions himself at the front, guiding the schlitt downwards. He can only control the speed and direction of the sled by using his body weight and legs. Even so, he can get the aid of other companions pushing the sled from behind, or preparing the path with wooden sleepers. The effort of the schlitteurs played a very important role in the Alsace timber industry before the 20th century. Although this work has declined thanks to modern machinery, people like Dominique are here to keep this tradition alive.
Alors la première étape du schlitteur, ça consiste à remonter le chemin de schlitt complètement jusqu'au tas de bois qu'on va trouver en haut. Et après, là seulement, on va pouvoir descendre. Alors tout en montant, on examine les passages pour ne pas se faire surprendre quand on va descendre. Voilà, j'ai quasiment un ster de bois, ce qui représente en gros, vu qu'on est en présence de bois sec, on est aux alentours de 500 kg.
Although it is an exhaustive task, the work done by schlitteurs shows how the simple design of the schlitt optimizes the mobilization of a large number of logs by just one person. Such inventions highlight the talent and versatility that people have when designing and creating these vehicles. This ingenuity is also demonstrated in the Philippines, where in certain regions, improvised vehicles called karitans are built to provide a solution to local communities. Such traditional handcarts made from scrap wood or metal are a simple and cheap solution for transporting goods around cities, or taking them to rural communities in provinces like Pampanga and Laguna. These communities usually require basic products such as drinking water, so drivers carry several gallons to distribute among homes. In addition to being manually operated, an important aspect of the karitan's mobility is that its operators strap it to the back of buses or trucks to be pulled along the roads. It is an efficient method for traveling long distances, and it only depends on the resistance of the rope or cable with which the karitan is tied. This rope is quickly hooked by the operators as the vehicles are moving. Their experience has allowed these maneuvers to be as smooth as possible. Although operators take advantage of other vehicles to move around, they must also be able to maneuver while being dragged. This is why the karitans have a basic steering system using a steering column or bicycle handlebars. When they reach their destination, they release the rope and maneuver to the place. One by one, they'll pass by each home, delivering the products to the inhabitants. In the case of water, the operators distribute it in the containers that each of the homes has. Once they have distributed all the products in the area, the operators look for a new truck to hook up to and repeat the process. Thanks to this utility, The Karitan remains one of the most popular means of transporting goods in the Philippines. Being made only with reused materials, it highlights the resourcefulness of people when adapting to limited resources. This creativity can be transferred to other places, such as the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the birthplace of the handmade wooden scooters called chukadu. Expert craftsmen like Bokaza Denise work in cities like Goma, creating and assembling pieces of chukadu. Usually, parts like the wheels are sculpted from blocks of wood using machetes. Bokaza's originality allows him to devise tools to speed up his work, such as a compass made with a stick and 2 nails. His precision with the machete allows him to make fine cuts that shape multiple parts, including the handlebars. Although the majority of the scooter is made of wood, Bokaza still requires metal components, such as bearings and springs, to allow the chukadu to move. This also includes using rubber from old tires to wrap solid wood wheels. In each of these processes, Bokaza has the help of others who can learn from his manual skills and apply them in the future. When he finishes with the pieces, he assembles them to form the enormous wooden scooter that thousands of people can benefit from. Its design allows its central part to serve as a loading platform for many products. When the load is properly positioned, the operator can push the chukadu on flat ground or stand on the deck on a downhill slope. For many years, these vehicles have been the backbone of the transportation system in places like the city of Goma. Even if there are obstacles or limited resources, the creation of these vehicles only demonstrates the inventive capacity of human beings and the possibilities they can create in the future. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.